Hey, what up, everybody? Stevie Breach coming to you, the 2013 year in review. Honestly, all of these topics are stolen from freaking Yeah 88 himself. Every year he straps on that red Chris Hero hat and he rolls through these. I stole these last year right off of his description box. And so I'm hoping that he'll do the same ones. So we're going to roll on through these right here, handing out some slammies. The only one that I'm going to add to this list is going to be the YWC Blogger of the Year. And in a surprise vote, I'm going to give it to The Shield. None other. Those guys are doing what we're all doing, holding that camera up, doing those backstage promos like nobody else can do. The Shield, the YWC Blogger of the Year. First award is the one that you guys are probably going to put you guys to sleep, and it's going to be the Female of the Year. No joke, no doubt in anybody's mind. The only chick that's made a difference is AJ. I mean, the only competition that she has for this is Kaitlyn, but since she's dropped the Divas title back at WrestleMania, she's really cooled off. The only one that have really a worse year than Kaitlyn would have to be Layla. I mean, she had that heel turn and it turned into nothing, and now she's not even wrestling anymore, so we'll have to see. We're going to have to fly through these. I want to do all of these in 15 minutes, so we'll have to check this out. Most Improved Wrestler of the Year, I'm going to give that to Magnus. Of course, your TNA World Heavyweight Champion right now after a Thursday night. Last year, he was sort of like the joke guy that was just sort of there. They were putting him out there with Ric Flair and everything like that last year. And how far he's come, being able to put on a good match. You can say what you want. I didn't really like the Sting match at Bound for Glory. But no doubt that this is the guy they've been trying to push for a while, and they got him in that spot. So congratulations to Magnus. The best DVD of the year, this is no surprise. Seeing how I made the video last year, I'm going to give that to Nigel McGuinness for the Last of McGuinness tour. You can go check out that video for the top 5, bottom 5 DVDs of 2013 if you'd like. The most disappointing match of the year would have to probably be Battleground. Just that whole pay-per-view as a whole. I know they put the Rhodes versus the Shield in there as sort of like the match of the year, trying to save Battleground. I don't know if that's going to help them sell any DVDs, but honestly, any Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan match from this year is probably going to be most overrated match of the year. Even though Bryan Danielson got the big win, they took the title away from him the next night on Monday Night Raw. So did you really get what you paid for in the long run? The most underrated wrestler of the year, I'm gonna give this to Antonio Cesaro, even though I think that Cesaro is getting a lot of people looking at him. But in my mind, he went on that long United States title run. I don't think he really got the due for that, because by the end of that, he'd sort of beaten everybody that they had for competition. So in order to make it look like he had some competition, he kept losing matches over and over and over again without losing the title. He finally lost the title, and I thought maybe that's when they were going to finally break him free and move him up. But it seemed like he's been moved over into a tag team with Jack Swagger. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, if WWE wants to live up to what they've been saying for the last few years, they want to make the tag team division better. Swagger and Cesaro work really, really well together. And I know a lot of people, the one thing that they're watching on Raw is these tag team matches. So, hey, I'll take it. I just think that he should be higher up. They only have one belt now, and that's the way they're really going to keep it. He should be one of the guys going for it sooner than later. But you know how WWE is, they got to pay their dues. Feud of the Year, for that award, honestly, I'm going to give it to a guy that hasn't even really had a match. I'm going to give it to Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. I know we've seen him do the flying knee into his dome on Raw, but I think there's everybody in the world waiting for Daniel Bryan to just beat the shit and take all of his aggression out on Triple H. That guy needs an ass whooping. Daniel needs to give it to him. Why this guy has worked so hard, John Cena's pointed out that, he wasn't giving anything. Basically, he came into WWE, worked hard to get on the main roster through NXT. He comes out, does the huge thing with Nexus, gets fired the same day as he's doing that for taking it a little too far in the ring with Justin Roberts. And, now he worked his way back to, everybody caring, and they brought him back at SummerSlam. He climbed up the ranks of, being the United States champion, and then went through a time of doing nothing. Then he had to become, the world heavyweight champion. Everybody was sort of looking at him like, when's he going to lose it? When's he going to lose it? He goes to WrestleMania, loses to Sheamus in like 8 seconds, and everybody says, well, now he's done. He's probably never going to do anything. They put him in a tag team with Kane because they don't have anything else for him. He comes out of there, and he's one of the hottest guys in the company, even though he really he's been fighting the Shield, and he's been fighting with like John Cena, been fighting with Ryback and stuff like that. He's never been the guy on the team, but at the end of it, he's the guy with the angle of being, everybody thinking he's the weak link, or him thinking that everybody thinks he's the weak link as well. So, what a year this guy has had. I mean, I don't think anybody has been there. Babyface of the year, I'll follow that up by giving it to Daniel Bryan for just what I said. Everything he's done, these fans have been with him. I think everybody's been with him since Miami with the yes, yes, yes chants. And I think they died out a little bit because he was doing the no's. I think they were trying to get him to discourage people from doing it. They only wanted people to cheer for who they wanted to cheer for. And, the first time I can realize he was doing the yes, yes, yeses again was at Mania after they beat Ziggler and Biggie Langston. I forgot that's who they faced. I thought they faced the Shield. I had to fix that. Then we go with the mark-out moment of the year. For me, the mark-out moment of the year is you can check out the video yourself. It's up there on YouTube. That I made at SummerSlam when Daniel Bryan won the belt. Just going crazy for him. I mean, that was the main thing that I was looking forward to seeing him win it. To just basically them teasing that Randy was going to cash in, and then he wasn't going to cash in, and then he thought about it, turned around, and I was like, fuck yeah, he's going to beat him. And I wanted to see Orton lose that night. I thought Orton was going to come to cash in, and he was going to drop it. But then we saw the huge pedigree. So look at that. 3 awards in a row for Daniel Bryan. I gotta mail these awards out to him. It's gonna be a heavy package. Promotion of the year, no doubt in anybody's mind, is gonna be WWE. The only people putting out anything that really matters at the end of the day. Tag team of the year is gonna go to the Shield. They're the only guys really out there having matches that really mean anything, and by that I'm gonna mean the trio themselves. When all 3 of them fight together, it doesn't get any better than that. I can't think of one match they've had that's been anything less than great. I mean, even when these guys were fighting on main event, it was awesome. Best on the mic, I'll give that award to, I was going to give it to him, but I mean, he didn't really do anything that was fucking great this year. He just, he only worked 3 shows, and then he was gone, and we'll know when we're going to see him again, but I don't really like that guy that much. I'll give best on the mic to CM Punk. I can't really think of any promos that really blew me away than anything, but a lot of times his promos are the ones that make me get fired up for the shows the most. I can remember a couple from the year before, but maybe that's a little bit questionable. Maybe I'll watch some other people's videos and see who they gave it to. Heel of the year, I'll give that one to not Randy Orton. I'll give that to Bully Ray. I think that Ace and Eights was kind of a joke, but, I mean, his promos, yeah, damn, I should have gave that award to him. Sorry about that. You're getting cheated out of an award, but you're getting this one, and I think it's better for you in the long run. Heel of the year is going to go to Bully Ray. Everybody sort of thought Ace and Eights was sort of a joke, but, I mean, he had his promos that were awesome, and, I mean, everybody wanted to see when Ace and Eights was finally going to die. This is the first award for TNA, and, awesome stuff that those guys did. I stuck with them, turned my back on them, and then they won me back over. They're not really blowing me away with anything that they're doing right now, but the show the other night was really fun to watch. I thought the Feast or Fired segment was the worst thing they had on the show, but we'll have to see what we do from there. I'll give the show of the year. That award will go to the Royal Rumble. I think that the Royal Rumble was probably the biggest show of the year. You had John Cena winning a Royal Rumble match itself, The Rock winning the WWE Championship. Everybody. I mean, not everybody. If you're watching this, you're like, I didn't go. Well, you should have. I mean, like, I went, Mario went, Yaya went, Kevin went, Luke went. All of my friends went to this show. And it's not like this was really close to us. I mean, like, I flew to Phoenix. I took a whole day. And I was on an airplane or I was in a wrestling ring. Or in a wrestling arena. The whole day. And then went to work the next day. Because I knew that that was the thing that I had to see. I had to see The Rock win the championship. I know I've been on there saying that I'm not the biggest Rock fan, but I am a Rock fan. I'm a WWE fan, and that's legendary. That's a moment that nobody's ever going to be taken away from me, and that's one thing that I'm going to be able to say. Like, I was there when The Rock won his last WWE championship. I don't think The Rock will ever win it again. I don't even know if we'll ever see Rock wrestle again. So, I mean, I was really glad that I went and saw that show. Promo of the year, I'm going to give that to Rampage Jackson and Kurt Angle. I can't think of anything in this year that really got me out of my seat more than anything else. I mean, like, if they would have had that angle where they came out there and they sort of cut promos on each other, where Angle was saying he was the best in this ring, and Rampage, you might be the best in the cage, but I mean, like, if you want to come in here and you want to prove yourself, you're gonna have to go through me. If they were to save that for when they had a pay-per-view that Sunday, in between Thursday and Sunday, I guarantee you I would have bought that show. I wanted to see that fight more than anything else. And maybe, TNA didn't get anything out of Rampage and Tito Ortiz. And it was kind of stupid in the long run that we had to sit through all that shit. But that first promo, Tito and Angle didn't have the same feel to me, but it was kind of all right. And then they had the big August 1st guy of who that was, and that ended up being Tito, and that was pretty dumb. Tito hitting him with the big old steel pipe. But that first one, that's probably my wrestling moment of the year. I will remember that for a long, long time, even though nothing came out of that. Match of the year, probably give that to The Rock and CM Punk. Just like I said, I don't think any moment has been bigger than that all year. Even when Cena finally beat The Rock, I think it was The Rock beating CM Punk and taking that championship for the last time. I can't think of a match anybody went out of their way to make sure they saw. The Rock, he did that promo on Raw 1000, and he said, they've given me a #1 contendership, and I'm going to fight for the title at the Rumble. And it didn't really make any sense, but in the long run, it wasn't like he was going to show up on Raw and win a beat-the-clock challenge or an over-the-top battle royal thing. So, it sucked that that's the way they had to do it, but that's the way they did it. And, I mean, that's why I went. I bought my ticket before that promo was even done. I was like, I'm not missing that, and flew on down there, and that fucking awesome. We'll go with next one is Wrestler of the Year. I think we'll give that to Daniel Bryan. I don't think anybody's really putting on matches that are better than what he's doing, even in the spots that they have him in. And the wrestler to look out for in 2014, I've already said that Cesaro will probably be a world championship guy sooner than later. I know this isn't really the way that this is phrased, but I think that 2014 is going to be a make it or break it year for Dolph Ziggler. He's either going to prove that he is that guy, or he's finally going to get beaten into the corner and he's going to fall out of the good graces of WWE, and might even get to the point where he loses his job. I know he sells a few t-shirts here and there, and people like to say that they're their guy, but there was back in the day, people used to say they were Jack Swagger guys just like me, and then the second that he started losing matches here and there, I mean, like, at least, if you're like The Miz, you're like, at least I'm on the pre-show, but I mean, like, in the long run, like, if you're on the pre-show, you don't want to be losing those matches, and he's losing a lot of matches, on Raw, on SmackDown, on everything else, and if he keeps dropping those matches, even though he's going out there and he's, stealing the show and having the match of the night, I can see a lot of people turning on that guy, and maybe he doesn't sell as many t-shirts next year. I want this guy to be at the best. I really do. But a good part of me is really like, I don't really know if he's going to be able to do it. So, I mean, we're going to have to see what goes on. Wrestler to look out for, Dolph Ziggler. Hope you guys enjoyed the award ceremony. If you're a wrestler, be looking for your Stevie Breach Award to come in the mail. Daniel Bryan, you got a lot of them coming your way. And I hope you put them up on your mantle and display them with pride. Peace out, everybody. See you next year. Oh, fuck it. Probably see you tomorrow.